His name was Elias Thorne, but in the cubicle maze of Omnicorp's accounts receivable department, he was just L. At 29, he was the guy you called when the quarterly report formatting broke, or when the ancient coffee machine gurgled its last breath. Success to him was getting through the week without his boss, Linda, using her disappointed sigh. His dream was absurdly specific: to design and sell handcrafted ergonomic chairs. Not just chairs, but thrones for focus, beautifully jointed wood, perfectly tensioned lumbar support. He'd sketch them in the margins of spreadsheets, his fingers aching from the cheap keyboard, dreaming of walnut and ash. The plan was a secret marathon run in the dark. Every day, 5 a.m., 2 hours in his freezing garage-turned-workshop, learning through splinters and failed dovetails. His savings, meant for a vacation, bled into Japanese saws and slabs of maple. His girlfriend, Chloe, worried. "It's a hobby, right?" she'd ask, holding his bandaged thumb. "Sure," he'd say, the lie tasting like sawdust. Success did not come from a viral post or a lucky break. It came from a Thursday. A particularly brutal Thursday, where Linda's sigh had morphed into a 20-minute monologue about his lack of corporate synergy. That night, exhausted, he nicked his palm with a chisel. As he bled onto a piece of scrap oak, something in him snapped, not in anger, but in clarity. This was his work. This was his life. He didn't quit. He couldn't. Instead, he became a miser of time and a scholar of his craft. Lunch hours were for emailing small design blogs. Evenings were for mastering online marketing, a language as foreign to him as wood grain was to his colleagues. He sold his car, a rickety but beloved hatchback, for operating capital. The resulting fight with Chloe was quiet and final. She left, taking her warmth with her. The silence in the apartment was the heaviest thing he'd ever lifted. His first sale was to a librarian with chronic back pain named Marjorie. He built her chair as if it were for the Queen of England, losing money on the hours he poured into it. But when she emailed him a photo of it by her reading lamp, calling it a kindness to my spine, he printed the email and pinned it to his garage wall. That was his first trophy. A year in, he was perpetually tired, financially strapped, and lonely. But he had 12 clients. 12 people who sat in something he made. The success was microscopic, visceral. It was the smell of tongue oil and the click of a perfect fit. The pivot point was as unglamorous as the rest. A tech CEO, a man who'd funded 3 failed startups, bought a chair for his home office. He didn't write a gushing review. He simply ordered 3 more for his new company's quiet room. Then he referred his venture capitalist friend, who ordered 10 for a boutique firm. Elias didn't suddenly scale. He hired one person, Anya, a relentless logistics wizard who believed in spreadsheets as much as he believed in grain direction. They moved to a small, clean unit in an industrial park. The sound of routers and sanders became his symphony. Today, Thorne Seating has a waiting list 6 months long. He works in jeans, in a sunlit studio, his hands now permanently marked with the story of his labor. He is successful. But if you asked him when he felt successful, he wouldn't mention the Forbes article or the first 6-figure month. He'd tell you about the Thursday after Chloe left. He'd come home to the empty apartment, made himself a terrible meal, and then went to the garage. His hand was still sore, his heart a hollow ache. He looked at the chaotic pile of wood, tools, and dreams. And instead of feeling despair, he felt a terrifying, exhilarating certainty. He picked up a plane and began to smooth the edge of a seat, the slow, continuous shavings curling onto the floor. The work was the thing. The work was everything. In that moment, having lost so much but still possessing the will to make the next right cut, he was already a success. The world just didn't know it yet.